Not easy to get here, I'm not going to lie, and I have my first coffee of the day, which it's getting on just to 7 o'clock here in Wan Chai. So our hotel is just on the other side of this market district, and I'm gonna now explore the city, at least in this area, because it is a Friday night, so I'm probably gonna be out for a bit. I need to mainland for a bit due to that what should have been a rather casual experience was anything but just getting from place to place. But I guess once you get your bearings of Hong Kong, which I'm going to do right now, it's probably much easier to get around. But you know, just being dropped into a foreign city that you have no familiarity with you can't expect to know everything right off the bat. So it doesn't matter, as long as we got here, that's all that counts. So here we go, off to Hong Kong. I'm in Times Square currently, which at the same time is kind of like the New York version. It is basically where you're gonna get your Western food. There's a Pizza Hut just above, there's a McDonald's, there's an Outback Steakhouse. All that stuff is available here. Double parking also is a thing here. This is Causeway Bay, so it is really like the one of the busiest areas of the city at the end of the day. As you can see, it's a Friday night, so there is a lot going on here. I'm gonna probably get a beer or two, so what I shoot from now on will just be visuals because I'm not gonna be presentable. I'm gonna enjoy the nightlife in Hong Kong. We're here Friday and Saturday night, why not? This place is called Japa. It's located in the Lantau Avenue, Regent Street area. Whiskey selection here is So I just finished my whiskey experience at Japa with Bernard, who was the most friendliest and did his best to tour me through as many of the easily like 300 different types of whiskeys that they have. It was quite an astounding experience in the sense that I spent way more on a single shot of whiskey than I have in my life. But when in Rome, you gotta take advantage of it. Get a spicy combo that they have here with a beef ball, quail egg. Let's have some genuine Hong Kong food. Okay, so I got my combo here. One thing that's funny to me is that so far I've not really found many things here that's spicy necessarily, in the sense that I guess I have a high threshold for spice, but every time that I've ordered some of the local cuisine, they've definitely like warned me it's very spicy, and maybe I want a medium, but that's not the case. I go for the whole thing, so I got the regular spice. To be honest with you, the peppers I don't find too intense. It's the sauce, or the hot sauce, is a bit intense, especially for people that aren't into spicy foods. You won't be able to stomach it at all. It's just going to be way too hot for you. So included in the spicy combo, we have some spicy beef balls, which are here. We also have a quail egg as well. There's some seaweed and some bean curd, and they mix it up with a nice little coriander setup. It looks like the seaweed is pretty intense as you watch my rudimentary chopstick attempts here. It's definitely like the bean curd, but don't get me wrong, it might not. The spice is now hitting me somewhat. It's hitting me a lot. But that being said, it's actually like amazing. It only cost me $3.80 Canadian for this meal, and it's pretty much going to fill me up. I might get another late night snack if that's the thing I can do here. I've noticed that the more south you go, pardon my saliva, I haven't eaten that much today, so it's going to be a little bit intense for me. But I have noticed that the further south that you go into China, it seems the later that they are out. Beijing, it is lights out at 10 p.m. across the city, whereas here, I can't see this place closing up anytime soon. It's probably going to go 24 hours, to be honest. That may be the bean curd, for all I know. It's kind of like a tofu-y type thing, but it's like super delicious. There should be the spicy beef ball. As you can see, as I've gotten used to the intensity, it's still not that hot. Like, it's not as hot as I normally would consider extreme. So if you normally eat hot food, you should be all right. Spicy beef ball meets approval. I've definitely, people are giving me the thumbs up. But yeah, and it's authentic because this is amazing. It's actually really spicy. It's burning through the skin in my mouth, but as you can see, I've finished her off. So I don't think I can handle that broth though. The broth is a little to use that or as a soup or something like that. They gave me a spoon with it, but that's not happening. I'm just gonna do the core elements here. Still amazing. You can feed yourself in Hong Kong for basically $12 a day, not including drinks. And if that's what you want to do, like, it's not that expensive to get out here. So if you really want to do things on a budget, like I've been to Africa, I've been to Europe many times, I've been throughout the States and Canada, and to be honest with you, these places are the most affordable that I've ever visited. So if you're looking for Western culture within an Eastern city, then yeah, you're going to pay for it. Your coffees are going to cost you $4 each, but if you're willing to try some of the cuisine that everybody else here enjoys, then yeah, you can do this for almost nothing. Now, we don't say almost nothing, but at the same time, you can stay in a nice hotel like I'm staying in and then have some of the local food. It is also worth noting that snazzy jackets like the one that I just got from Yangshuo are not really appropriate for Hong Kong, even late December, because as I just mentioned, I'm kind of sweating a bit. I'm a little overdressed, as you'll see from everybody in the background of these shots. Yeah, just come prepared for the tropical conditions. It's a little difficult for us because most of the places that we're going to are basically tropical locations or non-tropical locations. They are basically a temperature that's normal for, say, northern states and southern Canada this time of year, but not at Hong Kong. You're a little overdressed with a winter jacket here. This is the main Wan Chai market area, which again, I'm going to have to look up because I'm pretty sure it has a name that I'm not referring to, but it's on my way back to the hotel. A lot of the markets in mainland China, oddly enough, were a lot cleaner than what I'm experiencing here. It may just be this area, but at the same time, there's definitely nothing wrong with the food. Everyone is taking advantage of the deals. So if you're into unique cuisine, you got to come to a place like this.
边还可以有一点发展啊，小房子一拆，再盖成大房子。这些原居民的村落不会拆掉，不会拆了啊。这些私人的，所以呢，属于政府的这些土地，这些人呢不敢在意。怎么这些老蛙这么快就下来了？可能冷的受不了。下面下来了。慢慢的去跑一下，然后下面是一个屋子。
Welcome to episode 2 of Climbing in China. Today we have the Buddha on Lantau Hill, Hong Kong. It's not as big of a challenge as, say, the Great Wall, but it is a little bit chilly, and I'm not wearing a jacket because I'm preparing myself for the sweat. Here we go, the pilgrimage version. Climbing in China. I do not recommend coming here without a jacket, but I'm going to run up to the Buddha, so by the time I come down I should be alright. But I'm going to also be in a Buddhist temple in a matter of weeks, so I'm trying to use my inner thought and channel it out of the cold sensation that I'm feeling right now. But my trailing voice is not helping. There's cows everywhere here too. Alright, this guy's already beating me to the punch. We're going to do this. Time to do the climb. I'm actually not too bad, and I haven't even started the climb yet, so here we go. Hopefully we can, hopefully Steadicam will help, because it's going to be a little intense getting up here. Take it easy. No double steps. More than halfway. Not really a thing, is it? I've had some practice at the wall. Oh, traffic jam here. Only 2 more flights. Nothing. All good. To be honest with you, it needs to be a little bit more challenging so less people could get up here. Challenge complete. Easy. They even made it up here without me even noticing. Alright, let's see what we can do. Just a little bit more. Of course, the challenge is not complete. We still have the final climb. That's a view. So that's it. I'll say though, buying advance tickets for that chairlift is recommended. It is a little bit hairy with the lines down there. There's not that many people, honestly, up here as compared to what we're waiting in the terminal. Once you get up here, it's all good. So I've pretty much left everybody behind and to go down this path, which is known as the Wisdom Path. I believe I'm going in the opposite direction, however, because everybody is passing me, which I guess is fine. And actually the temperature down around here is quite nice. It's still not warm, but it's definitely manageable for how I'm dressed. All paths lead to Lantau Peak. There's a youth hostel up here too, which is interesting. I also noticed there was one in Wulanging 2, the scenic area. I'm going off the beaten path now. Oh, there seems to be a path here. This is like an ancient village. Some of the houses are still being used, but some haven't, so. I really do enjoy these paths they're cleared. Obviously they've been used by people over the years, maybe even hundreds of years, but they don't have railings and arrows and markers to tell you where to go. You just basically follow your own instincts here and then find amazing locations like this house over here, if that's indeed what it is. Looks like it hasn't been used in years, but you can go in and check it out, which is exactly what we're gonna do. Woo! Look at that. Okay, I am now inside what I believe was an old administration building in this area, but it's full of discarded, like there's an old refrigerator over here. Yeah, there are some stairs behind me, so I'm gonna go up the stairs here. None of this area is blocked off, by the way. It's all the same complex. It's a little hairy down there, so I'm not gonna try. I do have to get back in less than a half an hour, so I don't want to test the waters, but this upstairs passage seems to be somewhat open. It's just been left. There's an old toilet behind me here. This obviously was a bed of some sort. Springs. Like it looks like there may have been a fire in this building, and they just kind of left it intact, left it for what it is. Come out here as the night. There's a balcony. In fact, this whole area is just full of decrepit, dilapidated buildings. They've just left intact. But honestly, I could probably spend, if I'm going to come back to Hong Kong, I'm definitely going to come to Ngong Ping village, because with my big camera, I definitely have a lot of pictures to take. As you can see, it's just full of atmosphere. And meanwhile, you've of course got brilliant mountains behind you too. A little sketchy going upstairs, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And there's like I'm not gonna lie, it costs about $40 to get up here, and the Buddha was great, but that's worth it just to get up here. It's unbelievable. You can see the that building in the background there. And it's completely, like, there's nothing untoward here. This path is obviously well used. There's not really any guards or anything, so it clearly is something that you're welcome to do. And just being in, like, I would love to come back here in the summertime because it's definitely, while it is December, it's certainly still green and lush here, but I can't imagine what it's like in the summertime. Maybe there's a lot more bugs and stuff, so at the end of the day it's not so bad that I'm here now. But I just don't know what to expect next year. I'm still going down this path. It's not on the Wisdom Trail, and sure enough I come out to another site that nobody is at, which is clearly some sort of temple worship area. So yet again, I'm gonna have to take a bit of a break and take a shot of this, because this is pretty unique and pretty awesome. I'm just not entirely sure if it's still an active site, but then I look and I see this broom, which clearly means that it is, because it doesn't look like it's been there for too long. I only have 15 minutes to get back to the Starbucks. Yes, the Starbucks, that's only 2 minutes walk from here, or 4 minutes walk. So I better hustle. It's the end of my secret path, so I'm on my way back to the Wisdom Trail. But hopefully there's not too many more surprises, because if there is, I'm gonna be late. I'm not entirely sure what the story with this village is, but it looks like this whole area was abandoned. They just basically left it as is. There's still dishes, as you can see in the photo, still in the kitchen in that one area. And it looks like behind this fence is the newer portion of the town. So maybe they just abandoned everything and kind of moved on. It's a little bit more concrete what happened in here, because even though they've got dishes and stuff, it clearly was a fire that rendered this place uninhabitable. In fact, these are like barracks of some sort. They lead out into this area, which has got a restaurant sign, and it's there's even a car up there still. That looks like it's in quite drivable condition. Gotta see inside there. It's completely empty. You can see it hasn't been that long since this place was, there's plastic patio chairs. Well, it looks like my suspicions were true. Like, the next time I'm here, I'm gonna have to spend the entire day. You can go up the peak, which is behind me, which is, I don't even know, that's gotta be another 1,000 feet up, to be honest. So that's quite an undertaking if you're willing to do so. Behind me is the monastery, which I know is an upcharge attraction that my party is checked out of for today and forever, really. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to come back here. If you're into nature walks, if you're into unique areas that you know, are just rustic, there's a hostel right up here as well on the island, and I'm actually walking through the campground area, so it's not really, there's bricks and stuff here, so they're definitely doing something with this area. So I'm hoping that if I do come back, it's probably in the short term, because they'll probably have raised most of these buildings and cleared them out potentially, because they're not like very old to begin with. So it looks like they are starting to take care of that. And I still have to get back to the temple and visit the cows on my way out, so I'm going to do that. And then we're going to another magical land, but one that's been completely manufactured, which is, of course, Hong Kong Disneyland. So I'm at the monastery now, so I do need to pay my respects as I'm at another temple. is actually 20 Hong Kong dollars for a set of 4 incense sticks. These are the biggest incense sticks I've seen so far. I'm only going to actually offer one at the temple here in the hopes that I might get another later on. I have actually one for everybody in my party, so it actually might make more sense for me to light one for everyone, which now in hindsight I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over to the area where you light the sticks and leave them behind for good fortune. 20 minutes later, I'm finally ready to light everything. Patience is a virtue. This might be a lot easier if it was just the one set that I'm doing, but okay, we're good to go now. I'm going to do my offering. I'm going to leave it here and do my vows off camera. So that's it from the monastery. I've made my secret offering in the temple area that is hidden. I've made my 4 incense offerings as well and done my vows. To exit the monastery back in the Ngong Ping village, I'm going to wrap it up here as I begin my next segment at Disneyland Hong Kong. I almost said Tokyo. That is for a later date. But yeah, quite an experience. I definitely need some more time here. But to be honest, with all the temples that I'm visiting on this trip, we'll see how things turn out for when I get back, because it's definitely having an effect on me in ways I didn't really think. Not necessarily, I wasn't really brought up Roman Catholic, but I did practice it through school. And I'm baptized and all that jazz, none of my communion, confirmation, blah, blah, blah. But none of those practices really have left me with the feeling that I have felt by visiting the 3 temples that I've been to so far. And I have a full day to spend in a monastery coming up, so it's definitely going to be an experience I'm looking forward to. And let's not forget that behind me and in the village itself, there are things like the 3D experience for walking with Buddha, or 4D, 5D, 7D, I'm not sure how many D it is. But they have a 360 theater here, a VR experience. So obviously once you cross the gate, you're in a totally different world than what you experience up in the monastery side. It's way more like a Disney village here. Reminder, if you're coming to Lantau Island, you probably should get here very early or get here late if you're here during the holiday period, because there's nobody in line compared to the 7,000 or so that were in line earlier. They want me to wait like 2 hours just to get up this tramway. I could walk up it in a half an hour, so the hell with that. I'm walking up the peak. Climbing in Asia, stage 3. Got my beer. I got my, I don't know what I got. This is the tram. It's coming up. Here we go. Almost 2/3 of the way there. There's a lot of meandering paths here, but I'm not exactly sure what my decision about getting down is going to be. But getting down is a lot easier than getting up. Cheers to that! We are definitely over 1,000 feet because I've gotten above the towers that I came from. I don't have much time. I got to get down to the peak. I probably have about 10 minutes to go. We made it 1,500 feet, if not more, all the way up through the dark, and now we are here just in time for the light show. Behind me, they're all waiting to get down. I'm gonna get down in about a half an hour, 25 minutes, taking the same route that I took to get up here. And I don't know how much they paid to get up here and get down, but I guess it's significantly less than what I paid, which is 0. And also I had a couple beers along the way. Met a lot of friendly people as well, taking some shots at the spot just a little bit further on, because if you want, you can pay to get all the way up to the top there in the peak. It is over 24 hours till the fireworks start in Hong Kong here, but these people are all camped out here waiting for that tomorrow, which is kind of mad. Yeah, commitment. So there you have it. Hong Kong is kind of done. Say that I am disappointed by the least in this city. It's been fantastic. Can't wait to come back. 2.5 days, kind of enough to do most of it, to be honest with you. It is a market town, so there's not too many crazy attractions, but like I said, at various places, depending on what you want to do, you can spend a week here or more just covering everything possible. But yeah, great city. Can't wait to have my final beer down in the park, because yeah, you can drink in the public here. It's not really frowned upon or even questioned, to be honest with you. Very British at the end of the day when it comes to that. So yeah, goodbye to vibrant Hong Kong and all it has to offer, and hopefully I will see you very soon.